Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. We are back at surviving as a trader, surviving in Mars. And today we're going to do something a little different with our cargo drone ships. Let's get started. Alright, so we lastly left off in being in our old base and now we're here. And I brought back our little speeder right over here, which is the one that has the missiles. The only surviving speeder vehicle or ship that I had available, which still worked out pretty well. It's a nice little ship. It maneuvers well and we can always fly around with it and take down any bases fairly easily. So I thought I'd bring this thing back out here, but there is a small little connector on the bottom, but that's going to be superseded by the landing gear for now. And ooh, I'm having some trouble with my thrusters, my front thrusters. There you go. But yeah, there's a nice little speeder here that runs pretty well. It's probably going to lose power sooner or later, so I'm just going to land this thing right over here. And this is so compact, so we can just put it anywhere. Let's start the day with what we always do. And of course, that's going to be a bit of training. But before we did that, I just remembered this is all that we've collected from the old base in terms of the kitchen. So we should really put that all into our current kitchen and our farms so that we could start kind of like building that stuff out. And I should really get the airlock going for this, but sure. Anyways, farm wise, yes, we should add, ooh, I need to rename this container because it's storing ores. But here's a bunch of herbs that we collected from the other base, and we got a bunch of ice too, so that's a good sign. So we need to store these. I'm just gonna put in a large cargo for now, and hopefully everything just situates itself. And the main part of doing all that was just to get the cabbage, and that's what we're gonna need to make our tofu soup. We need some cabbage. So we're gonna go to the, where is that, vegetable grower, and apparently only 2 vegetable exist in this mod, cabbage and pumpkin. So we're gonna make a bunch of cabbage if we can, but of course we need things like gravel, ice, and organics, which it looks like we have some, so that's not too bad. All right, so how's our soy farm coming along? Not too bad. We got 30 right now, and I think we're trying to queue up for more. Actually, wow, I thought I queued a whole bunch more, but looks like not too many. All right, anyways, let's grab some soya so we can at least make, we don't have too much cabbage, but we can always grab a few right here. Looks like we have the soya right there already. Oh, looks like we made some tofu too, so that's good. So here's a cabbage, not too much of it. Let's get to the kitchen, cook up some stuff. We'll throw in the cabbage, and I think we can make the soup now. No, we're missing ice and herbs. Oh, we have a bunch of herbs, so let's just get the herbs. Okay, here we go. Herbs and everything here, and it's got tofu, so we can queue up. We don't need 100 of them, but we can do that. And then tofu, there's tofu right here, so unfortunately I have to move it up this way for it to do anything. But we are now getting more supplies for our food consumption, so I'm gonna eat that one, although we didn't really need it. But better to have it than not have it. So now we're at 100%, got some sleep, and this thing's got all the coffee, 54 of them. Way too much coffee. Anyways, so that's done. We get our food situated just a bit here, and with the amount of cabbage we have now, we only make 5 tofu soup, which is more than enough for now, I think. But we could always see if we could get more. Looks like that's all the cabbage we have left until this finished producing. So we'll leave it as that for now. And let's go on to some, ouch. Let's move on for some trading. And I really need to get rid of some of these GPS points here. So like these are completely looted, so we're just gonna X them out. Let's just X these out. We don't need all that in our faces. I'm just gonna delete all the ones with the X's. So search with the X. Okay, so that takes care of that. take care of the little minor things. And of course, we're going to have to take care of some trading stuff, because we definitely need a little bit more iron and all that jazz as well. And we definitely need to spend some time to like really take care of all this stuff on the radar or GPS pointer. Way too much stuff. Okay, let's check out store for purchase first. Ooh, we got some cobalt back. Do you want to purchase some cobalt? We have the funds for it, so we could. So let's just hold off for a second. Finally, iron ore is back on the market. Let's just get all that we can get. Uranium, we're going to get as much as we can. Silver, organics, we're going to get, because we're going to start farming for more stuff. Ingots, we could get. It's not too expensive, but actually I'm going to hold off on that. It's a little more expensive nowadays. If we could get some more gold, that would be great, because we're going to look at jump drives sooner or later. And of course, cobalt we can get as well. So that's going to be a lot of materials there. Now, in terms of selling stuff, I would prefer to do acquisitions to sell it. And I just realized after reading a comment, yes, here's your bounty. The bounty is myself. Why? That's a bit interesting. Why is the bounty on myself? I have no idea. So, yeah. So I got an hour to look for myself, kill myself, and if I do that, do I collect the reward? Should really test this out sooner or later, but that's gonna make my food and sleep go kind of down in the drain, so I might not want to do that just yet. Actually, you know what? I might just do it just to see what happens. But before we do that, let's see if there's any acquisitions I could just take really quickly. And the answer is no. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the bounty for whatever reasons. Let's just give it a test. By accepting this contract, you are bound, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. You do not request to accept this contract. You are the target. So, okay, so glad I tested that out. So you can't target yourself. But if there's another player here, then yes, it can target me. But there's nobody here with me. So, should be fine. Alright, so we could go to the store and start selling stuff, if anything. So we could just sell. And should we start selling stuff? Probably shouldn't, because we probably need all the mats right now to make that large bridge ship. So I'm going to hold off on selling. If we need funds, we're going to have to sell after we create that ship. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to do that ship today. But I'm looking forward to doing it on the next one. Today, we just want to... I think we're just going to try to gather more materials as possible. And update our cargo drone ships and such. According to a few comments. So what is that? I was told that it probably would be better, instead of making these drones follow me, blah, blah, blah. Why not just connect it into this ship? Or connect it as part of my main ship? So, yes. Why don't I do that? So, I'm planning to do that. And in order to do that, we are going to run into some issues and a little bit of redesigning to be had. Because if we add them all from face first to the rear, like right here, we're going to run into these thruster issues. So we can try it out and see what's the best way to do this. But let's start by kind of editing this a little bit first. So let's take out the lights. Ooh, not that. Take out the lights. Right there. And that. We're going to add a bit of a merge block. And we can use the tiny merge block in this case. And plug it right here. And now we're going to figure out how to connect it into this piece here. So in order to do something like that, I do need to move the side thrust here. And I probably could do that fairly easily if I hooked it up right over there instead. So let's just do that. So we'll take out these two thrusters and this thruster because we don't need it. And we'll add the thrusters primarily over here. So we do need to change these things out a little bit, or might be able to get away with just that. I'm not sure if this is gonna work out. No, it's not gonna work out that way. So we do need to do an extra beam block here first, and then right there is where we're gonna do that kind of half blocky thingy. This one here, and then this one here. That might do it. It might look a little odd. It can. So let's just see. Side thrust. Yeah. Oh wow, we can put it a little bit further out if we wanted to. I'm gonna put it right there for now. And that definitely does look a bit odd. So, So we can kind of situate this a little bit better. And I realized we still have the tiny thrusters down here. Yeah, for side thrusting, but we don't have it on top anymore. So let's just get rid of this really quickly. We're gonna have to redesign it a little bit, and then we're just gonna keep dropping that little bit of a beam block over there. All right, I'm gonna keep this here, but we should get rid of all this stuff. So we still have side thrusting, so we should be okay to maneuver this thing. I really did forget that we have smaller ones over there, and we could probably, and we'll have to continue to use the smaller ones for the attachments. But we do have the large one on the main ship anyway, so we should be okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, this is the rear, this is the front, right? Yep, that's the front. And we're just gonna add also on this side a merge block, and something's bouncing around again behind me. Okay, so we got that merge block. Now is the tricky part. The tricky part of getting this stuck here, especially when we're not that high up from the ground. So we might cause some clang action potentially. All right, so I'm gonna remove this one as well, and this one, because we risk burning out that specific ship here. So let's unhook this, and I'm gonna position myself right over here. Control it. Oh, get it off the connector a little bit. Okay, so this was the rear, so we're gonna spin it that way and go forward and go right. I don't know if I positioned this right, but at least the connector on connector will fit perfectly fine. Okay, I need a better spot. And this is probably the best we're gonna get it. Ooh. And we're gonna back up. Ooh. It's a very so sensitive here. I'm gonna bring it down. Bring it to the right a little bit more. And connect it. Alright. No clang action. Perfect. Alright, so that kind of worked out, or it worked out really well. So this thruster could probably stay here. It's not going to burn anything down because we're far away from it. So we're okay to leave that. And this one we're okay to leave, if anything. Or we should probably stagger them so it looks a little better. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really make sense for this to burn towards this way in order for us to go forward. But, I mean, for now we could leave it just to see what happens. Although, we already know what's going to happen. It's not going to burn out, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's about 8 off. So we're fine. Just aesthetically, it's not fine. But, yeah. Should be okay. Okay, so same thing with this one. We're going to have to take out the tail end piece here. I think we have thrusters. Yeah, we have thrusters there. So we should be okay. And once again, this is the rear end. Maybe I shouldn't say rear end, but this is the rear of this ship. Okay, so we're gonna connect onto this one as well. So then we don't need the lights here for sure. And of course we need our lovely merge block, which we'll put here. And of course we need a merge block over here as well. Oh, that's not the right way around. And there we go. Okay. We'll unhook this thing, same as we did before. And we'll just stand right over here and hopefully we can get a good look at it. Bring this thing up. Oop. Some recharge. Alright, let's just gotta get it even out. Bring it to the right. And we're gonna back it up. And of course, I can't really see a thing, but we should be able to line up like that. But another problem. Gonna get rid of this thruster right here. And before we get rid of the other one, we gotta make sure to get sucked in first. Sucked in. Get merged in first. Okay, we have an issue. The issue is this. So once I remove this, we can no longer go forward. So that can be a problem. So what we're going to do here is add a small one right over here, which is probably not going to do much. But now I think we would have the ability to merge in. No. Why is that? Something is blocking. Why? What is it that is blocking this transaction? Is it the half blocks here? I think it's the half blocks here. Oof. So that's... No, it can't be. No, it's not. So what is it that you don't like about this merge block here? I am quite confused. Unless there's... Yep, that's why. There is an actual access panel here that I couldn't see because it was kind of taken down. Alright, there we go. We are good here. So I just like doing that. Okay, so that takes care of that. We'll get rid of this one. Inventory full. So now that this is where we may need to do some edits here. So upward thrust, we should be fine. Forward and backward thrust, we should be fine as well. We don't necessarily need all that many, but our side thrusting, that is our biggest problem. So, I mean, having it kind of point like this against each other, probably not ideal, but not much we can do about it unless... Yeah, I mean, yeah, it really is not much we can do about it. So we'll leave it as that for the time being. And just kind of get rid of some of these things here. It looks like we have more batteries than we do here in our original one. So it's not a problem. It just makes it a little bit odd. But we can do some cleaning up as well. So yeah, I'm okay with all this. Side thrusting we have in the rear. We should add more somewhere along the lines of probably right around here. Or towards the middle, or we just add more smaller side thrusting. I mean, that wouldn't be a problem. I think we have enough batteries and so forth to deal with that, so why not just add more thrust that way? I know they use a little bit more power, but it's just a little bit more convenient to use for this case in this type of scenario here. So we'll do like 3 here, and then we'll do 3 on the other side and so forth. And there you go. That should do it. We could leave the gyroscopes, but we definitely don't need the double antenna remote control blocks and these other AI blocks. Those can go away. We can keep the reactor for sure. And I think that should be it. I mean, we're just going to line this up a little bit to this platform. Like so. And we can continue the same design out here. Just for the look of it. And with this lengthiness, we should probably and likely add a camera here. So where's our top mounted camera? Right here. We'll just put it somewhere along the lines of maybe right here. I kind of like it here. Yeah, I kind of like it over there. Or maybe we bring it up a little bit or just throw it right on top of the remote control. Where do we want that? I'll throw it on here for now, and if it becomes difficult to see, we'll move it. But that should be a decent spot for now. And the look and feel here is not too bad, although I feel like we should do something like this just to give it a little bit more of a better look to it. So we're just gonna do half blocks throughout. Until we hit right here. Okay, of course we should probably use a different color, but we'll leave it as that for now. It's a long stretch from seeing the front from the cockpit, so that's why we had the camera set up in front just in case. But I think we definitely have more than enough thrusters for upwards. Forward and backwards, I think we're okay. Side thrusting, with the addition, we should be okay with air quotes, but can't say for sure at the moment. If we can add one more large thrust on both sides, I think I'll be more comfortable. But it's a little difficult to find a good spot for that unless we do it maybe here, but really, really close to our cargo container. So it would be kind of pressed up against it, kind of like that. Actually, no, we can't because it interferes with the current thruster up there. So we definitely need to find a better spot. We could put it on top if we want to, but I don't think that's gonna make for a good look. The front, I do want to keep it as is, especially with the access panel that seems to be invisible for some reason. Interesting how that kind of all works. Where is this access panel? It's welded. There we go. That was weird. And I can't open it. Why? Yeah. Something's going on. Okay. So, I mean, one option we could do is get rid of some of the thrusters going upwards and put in the side thrust. I don't know. I feel like side thrust actually would be decent right here, but the battery's in the way. Do we just get rid of the battery and just throw it on here? I guess we could. We'll lose some batteries, but it wouldn't be too significant. I think it could. But I feel like that's probably the move. So unfortunately, we should move this out of the way, but we do need to discharge it, because if we don't discharge it, we're gonna just waste the power that we contained here, and we're definitely gonna lose the power cells, which I'm not a big fan of losing power cells, but I guess we're gonna have to in this case. Let's just leave it as that and let it discharge for now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it hasn't really been that much longer, but let's just see how far we discharged. Not much at all. So discharging like that, it doesn't really help. Okay, so can we just recharge the one on the bottom? Is that gonna push it to get rid of its power? Slow going. I don't think I have the patience for it right now, so screw it. And we'll do the same on this one. Yeah, it's kind of awful just to get rid of the power like that, but once again, don't really have the patience for it, and it looks like we have to get rid of these as well. And this is where we're gonna put in a large one. So we can just throw it right up against it, or we can push it out just a little bit. I think I'm gonna push it out just a little bit. Right over there. And now we got some happy side thrusting on the side. And we could potentially do some kind of connection piece here with some half blocks. We could use beams, but I think I'm gonna use non-beams at this point just to do this. And of course we could connect it with the bit floating, so we can kind of do maybe not that. Let me see how this is gonna work. This and this. That work okay? I mean, not really. Still got a bit of a gap down there. So I know we can do the opposite. So it's gonna be like that. Yeah, that should look ever so decent, but not the best. Yeah, I think that's gonna have to do for now. And right in there, we could just do another half block. Okay, there we go. Just to give it a little bit more, I guess, an airway. If that would make sense. All right, so that's not looking too bad, and I think it's about nighttime. I wonder if I could sleep to kind of get rid of the night. Ah, perfect. We are sleeping. All right, welcome to the morning. All right, let's gonna have a breakfast. And let's get back on with our building. Yeah, more like editing, if anything. All right, so we have our cargo drone ship all merged up. So say hello to ship Centipede. Because we basically just merged in front to back. So yes. Is that the name of the ship? Probably not, but that's what is happening right this moment. So we have now the extra thrust up top here, which looks a bit terrible, but we could fix it up with some coloring and some additional beam blocks. So I was thinking something along the lines of maybe this here. So that could kind of work out a little bit better. Helps a little bit, but not by much. We'll add that there just to get the extra coloring on there. And that should be okay. Here we still have these blocks here that we need to get rid of. We just do that and pick them up. And I think we're good here. So this whole entire ship is connected through the connectors, the cargo containers. And of course we can get rid of these merge blocks here. And of course, put in the appropriate blocks. Oop. To match it all up. And I think it's as easy as putting in these half blocks. Yeah, so it's either this one or maybe we could have used a different one. Like this one instead. Whatever. We'll leave it as is. Alright, so I think we're set here. We have ship Centipede all lined up. And I think what we're missing really is going to be some landing gears. So we can get ourselves situated and land on the ground instead of landing on our connectors. Although we do that, we do have to make the landing gears lower than the connectors. So then this needs to go up just ever so slightly, I think. So those are kind of the issues that I'm going to have with that. But I mean, I do see some areas where I could put in a landing gear, but looks like we missed the spot here. The landing gears, do we want to do a landing gear? I mean, we probably should, but I don't think I want to right this moment. Connectors we can leave. It does add an extra storage, so we should be okay. But yeah, I don't know how well this thing's gonna fly, but we're just about to find out. Alright, so we do have 3 reactors, a ton of batteries. So we should be okay to fly this thing. I want to believe. So let's unhook and fly up. We do have some stuff in here, I think. Nope, not by much at all. So yeah, this thing is extremely long now. And, you know, flying it by seeing it this way, I can't see a thing. But of course, we do have the camera, so we can always viewpoint from the camera. And hopefully that viewpoint ain't too bad. And it's not. It's being blocked a little bit by this cargo container, and I can look right through into it too. So we may have to lift that up just a tiny bit. So flying upwards, fantastic. Although we don't have things filled up, so hard to say. Forward and backwards, not so bad at all. Looks good. Side thrusting, actually not too bad. Well, although we are emptied right now, so that's not terrible. Downwards, we don't have any downward thrust, so of course that's going to be terrible on its own. Okay, so that test looks good. So what if, and now the hard part is kind of find the landing. So we can land it here. I wonder if both connectors actually reach. It would be awesome if it does. And that'll be done not on purpose whatsoever. But let's get this connected. And oh, it missed it by a tad, as you see there. Missed it by it's never gonna line up anyways, as you see here. So that's off by 1 block, so it has to move 1 block over to the left or back to make it equal out in that sense. So technically we don't even need to take out daily driver out. We could for the extra storage space, but we could just grab our speeder here, plop it on to this centipede of a ship, and kind of take out some bases and all that stuff too. So yeah, that's gonna be fairly interesting. But yeah, I think we need to kind of maneuver this out ever so slightly. So we could do some extra designing here. And I'm thinking something along the lines of this for now, where we could put a regular camera now here, or we keep with the top mounted camera, which we should probably just gonna do the top mounted camera because it's new and it's cool to use for the time being. So we can just throw in an extra look here. Just do this. If we have to, we can add some more things right over here. So it could be something as simple as that, or I don't know. We leave it. We could put a light here, a light source as well. Or actually, that looks terrible. So let's just get rid of that. Yeah, we'll just leave it as this for the time being. And I think that should be okay. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. So that's not too bad. Of course, we can still look through a block, but I think that's the mod that conflicts with the camera. So that's not something too bad. Okay. So with that all done, right? Our ship has nothing in here. I kind of want to do a test in terms of weight capacity. So I'm going to fill up all the cargo containers with whatever we got. And it looks like not too much, unfortunately. Going to throw in all the heavy stuff in all that's called a cargo container. And we could pretty much carry the whole entire base worth of stuff, it looks like. Well, close to it. Oh, the problem is that it is sucking it all back in. So that's not fun. Let's just do this quickly and then unlock and see how that works out. So we do have... shoot. It came off pretty quickly, and while we're dropping... I'm not even sure. We don't even have that much stuff in here. Why are we dropping? That was interesting. Alright, we should be okay. Yeah, so I can't fill up everything in here right this moment, so... So do we just hit up a base, scrap it, and try to fly back? I mean, we could just try that out, right? And we're gonna get plugged in. Let's just get rid of everything that's in our ship here. Put it into our main cargo container. That's not our ship right here. Okay, I think we're set here. Let's do a quick run of grabbing a base full of stuff. We're gonna grab our speeder just in case. And just in case meaning if we run into a base that I didn't uncover just yet, at least we have something to kind of defend ourselves. I should really put this... I should probably put a nice little connector spot here. So then I can just connect into it. I'm just kind of squeeze myself in this spot for no reason. But of course we could just throw it... I think we're safe to throw it right up here. I guess we could put it next to the camera. I think. Yep, there you go. That's an interesting spot for it. And of course we can... Oh, I can't even open this door anymore for some reason. But we could throw in... Get some rockets if we have. We should. Yeah, we have rockets. We'll load up this rocket. Oh, that's not straight whatsoever. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna get our rockets. Just in case we go to a base that we haven't uncovered yet. Or got rid of the turrets yet. So this is now our yellow beast of a cargo ship. And I can't see anything up front. So that's an interesting piece too. Okay, so for some reason we are dropping. And we're not even fully overextended. So why are we dropping? I'm not even sure. Unless because we just thrown on that bit of a ship there. So that's actually not a good sign. Let me get off of it. Oh. Yeah, let me take this off. Probably not bring it because it seems to be an issue, which I don't want to deal with at the moment. Yeah, it looks like that landing gear connection was making it drop. So that's unfortunate, but we should be okay. Yeah, we're good here. Okay. We do have to look at all this since everything is connected. So So all our thrusters is all messed up, I would think. So we need to make up a whole new section of thrusters. So up, backwards thrust. Oh, we don't even have that showing. Or we can't even select it. So, where is all our thrusters? Here's our backward thrust. Okay, thrusters. This is all of them. Actually, I want to delete that one. So here's all our thrusters. But of course, we just want to keep everything but backwards. So our backwards thrust starts here, looks like. Until here. So there's only 4 backwards thrusts. Is that right? I guess so. It's kind of, yeah, we have the large one, so, and we did reduce the amount of large thrusters because of the look and feel of it. So I think that is correct. Cargo gas, cargo brakes. We'll put that new grouping right here. So this is going to be toggle on and off. And then cargo brakes is going to be right here, toggle on and off. And then I think we should be okay in that front. Battery wise, we got to kind of redo. So we don't need these right here. And we just need to get all this here. So this is going to be cargo, bats. Save. I think we're good, right? In terms of groupings. There's a lot of groupings that we don't need. We can leave the AI stuff so we can actually use it to follow us if we need it, because we have no weapons on here. So I think we're good in that front. So let's just dump what we can dump. Actually, you know what? I'm probably don't want to carry too much rockets like that. So we should be okay. So oxygen. Okay. So I think that's all we're gonna hold for now. Let me put away my bit of a data pad here. So we don't lose it. And where's our ship? Up there. Alright, so we got lights going up front, so that's not bad. The bottom, it's okay. We could get rid of a lot of the connectors, but it is extra storage space, so it could help. But let's hit up a spot really quick to kind of, what's it may call it? To get some more parts. So it looks like side thrusting is okay, but turning is bad when it's not moving the side thrust. So that tells me we may need to add a little bit more gyroscopes. So we're definitely gonna do that. So I think we need probably, I'm gonna say 2 more. And I hope it's just 2 more. Or 3 more. I just grabbed 3. So let's see. Let's add them kind of hidden from everything. So we just throw it right in the middle of the ship here. So 1, 2, and I'll put a 3rd one right there. So we should have a total of 3 plus another 3, 6. Easy math. Okay. So turning. All right, there you go. That is much better. All right. So let's go to base. I feel like we haven't done some of these, like Butterfly Ridge and all that stuff. So that might be a little bit scary to get to if we, especially we have no turrets. Buffalo Camp, I feel like we did hit the turrets. Can't really say for sure though. That's the biggest problem. So where can we go? Snake Camp, Grasshopper Ridge. Grasshopper Ridge, did we hit that? I don't know. Do we just actually grab our speeder and tell this thing to follow me instead? That might be the case for now. I kind of don't want it to be that way, but I think we have to. Just in case we're going to run into a situation where we're going to get shot down. So this is the cargo ship, our right here, our ship Centipede. Right, has a remote control as we mentioned before, but we do have AI blocks too. So The AI blocks, we can toggle them on and make sure it follows me. Yep. Good fall distance, moving. It can move pretty fast. And we don't have downward thrust. That's probably why this error is here. But I think we should be okay. So it could follow us. Yep, it's going to follow us this way. So I'm going to go to, where was that? Buffalo Camp might be the closest. And I think we actually took that down. Hard to say. But let's go to Grasshopper Ridge really quick. I hope this thing has more than enough batteries on there. Not my current speeder ship, but that one over there, our ship Centipede. Hopefully it does have enough batteries. But I'm gonna head over to Grasshopper Ridge. Hopefully we had taken it over before and we could just collect the parts instead of like actually battling out a turret. But it's not that hard to battle a turret, so who cares? Okay, so we're here, and it looks like we may not have done too much with. Ooh, we bottom out on this thing. That's not good. Where's our camera? We do have a camera here, so we can scope in a little bit. And it looks like we left batteries here. So, oop. Yeah, so we've definitely been here before. So we should be okay to get close and land without getting shot down by anything, I believe. See here. Been a while since I used the saddle. But it looks like, yeah, we didn't collect anything over here. So let's just do that now. And I think our ship should be right there. I see the shadow. Massive small grid ship shadow. How many cargo containers? It has 6 large cargo containers. And I'm glad I left the AI piece to it too. So then that way we can continue to use it as a drone if we really have to. And of course we can always turn off the drone aspect of it. So that's the CDAIs. Turn that off. And we can remote in, or we can go into the cockpit on there. So we have that option. But of course the only thing about this that I should have left the back end open so we could dump stuff in there. But since we can't do that, we're just gonna have to do it this way. And I'm just gonna bring it down to us. I guess we could just land it, but it's a little bit of a tricky situation. We definitely do need landing gears on there, but we don't have any. And we gotta figure out how to open these panels. Can we do that on a control panel piece here? Where's the panels? Is it even a... Yeah, it is something here. So, nope, we can't open it that way. So that's going to be grinded down a little bit, because that just became very useless to us. Alright, so that's pretty much how we're going to do it. And, I mean, we could get a lot closer. That's why I like the cockpit for this. Because it's super... a little bit hard to see, but we could get super close to it and control easier than the remote control. But yeah, the only thing missing, landing gears. Right, so I guess we can continue on our salvaging mission. I think number 6 now. But I think we were actually just here in the last episode. I quickly forgot about that, because I remember seeing all these materials and we couldn't bring it back because our cargo containers got too full. So luckily we did come back and collect the rest of this stuff here. Oh, and if you're curious, yes, the reputation to SPRT, not a good sign. It's always you don't want to raise your SPRTs by doing these abandoned settlements. So there is a mod out there, I think, that won't conflict with abandoned settlements, where it'll stop reputation going into SPRT. So SPRTs more of your pirates, but do you want to be friendly with them? I mean, should be okay, but if you want them to keep, if you want to keep them as enemies for the long run and not have it kind of raise the reputation this way, because I think with all this grinding down, my SPRT, I'm actually really friendly with them. So if I actually find an SPRT or a space pirate economy base, if that even exists, or a base, I could take advantage of some discounts. But yeah, but definitely look into that mod if you don't want that to happen. Okay, so I didn't account for one thing, and that is killing myself. So that wasn't good. All right, we're gonna have to find a way back to get our backpacks because I really don't want to lose those tools. But first, I'm gonna eat up, sleep up, hopefully get situated, and it wasn't too far, so I might have to fly there. And unfortunately, I did take my speeder out, which would be the more ideal ship to take with us to kind of deal with the situation. But I guess we could take our daily driver out there too. So yeah, so definitely probably would have been better if I just took out my daily driver instead. So yeah. All right, body locations that away. Yeah, I didn't account for actually dying, so that's a bad sign. And we didn't put like a survival kit or a medical bay or whatever. Survival kit, I would think, fits a small grid. Yeah, we didn't put a survival kit on there, so that's the problem that we have there. So now we got to figure out a way to bring everything back. I mean, we'll just put the speeder on top of one of the ships. Have the cargo drone fly back with us, and it should be fine. So yeah, once again, didn't account for dropping things on top of me, and even with the antenna kind of rolling on top of me as well. So fun times, fun times. Okay, we made it. So our body part was, or body parts, our body locations right here. Usually I just don't care to collect these. I should just turn it off in the advanced settings in the save file. But I just leave it in a backpack, let it disappear eventually. So that's not something I care to take back. But yeah, let's continue to salvage all this. What happened to the antenna? It just disappeared? Or did it roll somewhere? All right, so where is the antenna? That was a lot of parts. Geez, it just disappeared. Is it because of trash removal? I think I have trash removal off. No, I didn't have it off. Okay, so that just disappeared. I've never seen things disappear in quite some time until today, so that's kind of surprising. All right, so that's fine. We still have, what, 2 more huts or so to gather, so we'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll just fly this way. It's still a little bit hard to turn, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. So we'll just grab this thing first, which is just some random kind of parts. And we got hours here, so we'll let it fly and continue to hover just a little bit. Your basic assemblers or refineries has decent parts. And more steel plates, which is always a good sign because we need steel plates. And as quickly as that, that's all finished. Now moving on to this little hab station or hut or whatever we want to call it. And I think that should be it for this spot. Should definitely not drop it that hard in the future. Did I break it? Nope. Quite sturdy, so not too bad. Alright, we're gonna take out this hab station and then eventually and hopefully we bring everything back with us. Did we leave anything in here? We did. Interesting. I thought I would have looted this stuff unless I just couldn't carry everything. I'm probably gonna carry everything, so I guess we can have it all now. Not a problem. All right, we're all done here, so we should be okay. Let's see. I mean, that shouldn't fill up all our cargo containers anyways. So let's see. Our cargo barely touched. It looks like one full cargo container. That's not much at all. So it's gonna be easy. Ooh, dampeners, dampeners. So as I was saying, one less thing to worry about in terms of weight. So we should be okay. All right, I'm gonna leave this thing right over here. Let me grab our speeder and disconnect from there and just put it on this ship, which we could just put on the spoiler if we really wanted to, or we did it where we put it originally, which was right on that piece right there. I think we're in there. All right, we'll turn off the thrusters. We don't need it to be on, and we'll just get in back into our daily driver. Get into our cargo container, turn on the AI, and let's head back home, dump our stuff, and call it a day. And actually, the little speeder on top there doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's definitely not necessary to have that there, but it doesn't look too bad. All right, so we're gonna land this thing here. It looks like our cargo drone is a bit far, but it's catching up pretty quickly, I think. I do see it kind of like charging up at us. So it was 3 kilometers away, and now it's about 1. So bit of a delay for it to catch up here, but it should be here quite soon, and we should be able to just collect everything. All right, so it's about 100 kilometers or meters away, I should say, and we could definitely just control it. Oop. Hold on. Before we control it, we got to turn off the AI blocks. Now we should have control over it. Okay, perfect. So we'll just bring this thing down a bit here. And yeah, that's definitely looking like a bit of a centipede. So maybe we do call it that. I don't know. I mean, just because, you know, that name doesn't... It just doesn't sound that great. Alright, I'm not going to remote control and connect this thing in. I'm going to actually do it myself. And actually, I mean, we don't need to connect it through the one all the way in the front of... Not in front, in the back with the cockpit. We could throw it right here if we wanted to. But of course, we run the risk of dropping it if we turn off the thrusters, I think. Oh, no. We're okay. So I'm just gonna... Oh, I can't lock in. Oh, of course. The connector that is there is not the connector on my 2 bars. So that's gonna be a bit worthless. Okay, let's turn off our thrusters. Connect in. Make sure the inventory of the ship is emptied out into the main cargo container. So it should just throw it all out in there. Looks like it's not doing it for everything, but should be okay. Throw that in there, and then we should be all set. So once again, thanks to you guys' comments, we, instead of having multiple drone ships, we now have ship Centipede. And I hope you guys enjoyed this build. And if you did, of course, hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.